shiny, it's valuable, and we love it. It's called gold.
I thought you were talking about your head.
It's my toupee. I'm Rob. That is Galen down here in the basement.
Yep.
What are you making us today?
Methamphetamines.
Oh my God! Woo!
Hey, what else can you do in the basement? You know what I mean?
Get a dealer's license.
I could have said you were polishing your gold bullion or something.
Whoa.
Chris, well, hello. Chris in the far corner, the guru himself, and Vishal, the chart master, is up above. We're talking about gold. We're going to talk about 3 different Canadian companies today, and we'll do it alphabetically. Well, we don't have to, but Falcon Gold is FG on the Venture Exchange under Kareem Rayani. They're based in Vancouver. We also have Globex Mining Enterprises Corporation out of Toronto with Jack Stock, President and CEO. It's GMX on the Toronto Exchange. And then Gold Mountain with good old Kevin Smith, the Gold Mountain Mining Corporation, GMTN on the Venture Exchange out of Vancouver. Mr. Vishal, you'd like to speak on this because I know you're in love with everyone in the world because you're a gold guy.
Yep, and I think we're going to be doing a lot of shows about gold with recent events here. Really acting like the true safe haven here with what's going on geopolitically, and then let's not forget about the monetary aspect with the Fed and inflation. But we'll talk about the gold charts in just a bit. What we have here, we have a nice sort of variety of companies here. One's a junior, one is about to start producing, and one, I guess you can say, is technically, I guess they're a mineral bank, but they have a lot of royalty and streamers as well. So, pick and choose what flavor you want, I guess. I like them all because, as long as the commodity moves, I think we'll see good price action on all of these guys. But let's start with the junior here, Falcon Gold. They have their flagship project, Central Canada, which is actually bordering Agnico Eagle's 4.6 million ounce reef deposit. And you can see some of the drill results here, recent grades as high as 20.5 grams per ton gold, which is actually near surface, and some other samples with high numbers here in 79.7 grams per ton. Crazy numbers here. I remember my forte into gold and results. Basically, 2 grams per ton is decent things that you can actually mine. And when you're getting at these levels, the larger the better, right?
Yep, that's an underground mine, not just an open pit.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So with Falcon Gold, what management has been doing is essentially picking up properties in good jurisdictions, right? So essentially Canada, it's not one of those AK-47 countries. Maybe it is, I don't know.
Well, recently, you never know.
Yeah, with what I'm seeing, maybe it is now, but Canada is generally a good jurisdiction for mining, right? That's what we're trying to say here. And essentially, management here is acquiring and exploring these projects, and they're getting these projects which are close to past producing mines or in areas that have a mineral resource, right? So the idea is, and just as we talked about here with Agnico, and you can see even Marvel Discovery, which I believe is also a company associated with Falcon Gold, borders Falcon Gold's property. So the idea is, we know there's a large resource here, so perhaps the vein will, come or will travel into Falcon Gold properties, and if there is some sort of joint venture in the future, Agnico might say, hey, look, we'll do a joint venture with you, Falcon Gold, because we believe our vein goes into your property and we're going to need some more gold, right? Because our deposits are running out. So essentially, because there hasn't been much exploration in the field, a company like Falcon Gold is doing this exploration and hoping to get a joint venture with a big boy in the future, or maybe get these properties bought out from one of these big boys. So again, a much less de-risked project, right? It still has some ways to go. Whereas, a Gold Mountain, and I think we've talked about how much we love this company because they received a permit for mining here in British Columbia, and their mine is actually close to Merritt, BC, and they're about to go into production, right? So this is a company or a mine that is about to go into production here in the next few months, and I believe recent news talks about the first shipment of ore to New Gold. So they already have the first shipment being sent out, and of course,
Now this is from the ore pile on their lot, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, ore pile. Yeah. So it's not technically the drilling just yet. They're not. I believe they're not like mining the high grade stuff just yet. But what they are doing as well is, because they have a resource. Obviously, they need to have a resource to begin mining. But they continue to add to that resource. So they are confirming new high grade gold discoveries. So you have a mine. They're beginning to mine to make some money, and then they can use that money to expand the project and expand the resource. So I think this is one of those, if you are into gold producers, and one of those that is just about to join an elite class, I guess, of mid-tier producers in the future. This is one that you want to keep an eye out on. And then of course you have Globex Mining, which is not necessarily just a gold play. They're into everything. You name it, they're into it. Gold, silver, copper, lithium, palladium, rare earths, iron, antimony, scandium, copper, nickel. So they're into everything. And here's a list of all the assets in their portfolio.
204 of them.
Quite extensive. And I know Galen will agree. We really like this, this category, the royalties, and it continues here as well. And I really like royalties because I think that's a smart way to play, where you just fund these royalties and you get money per ounce that is mined. So 3 different sort of flavors here: a royalty and streamer company versus a company that's about to begin producing versus your typical junior that is just developing and very low on the de-risking scale.
What do we use scandium for? Never heard of that.
I think it's an energy thing. Electronics.
I think it's for actually it was supposed to be for like military aircraft, like it's a rare earth metal, but some people actually call it scam, SCAM, scamdium. Because,
scandium.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
Yes,
makes the jet go faster. Chris Perry, Guru, man, you know a lot about these people.
I know about all these groups we're talking about, but I'm going to specifically focus in on our friends at Gold Mountain, because I once read a headline on these guys that basically said, all right, this is getting boring, enough already with doing all the things right. It's real easy to write about companies that screw the pooch. These guys just continually just do what they say they're going to do. They said, hey, we know we've got some gold in them there hills. We've got like historic numbers. We don't think we need to spend the next 2 years raising money and sticking drills where drills used to be. We just want to go in there and get the gold out where we know it is. And so start small. And as we prove things out, the gold will tell us where we need to follow it. And the money we make will pay for more exploration. And I love that idea, because generally a small cap mining deal, especially in BC, would be built around 10 years of raising money and keeping 3 people paid. You keep the part-time receptionist on the house street shared office, and you go and get a lot of golf swings in, and you occasionally fly a helicopter over and take pictures. And then you raise another $1 million, and then you go away for the summer. These guys are actually, they understand the mining bit of the mining company equation. So jumping that 10-year timeline and just going out there and picking up gold and sending it away, like, you guys don't understand. This is like taking a horse and skipping the first 5 maiden horse races and just going straight to the Preakness. They've skipped a whole bunch of potential bottlenecks and delays and stock up and stock down, and just said, we're just going to get gold. You're either with us or you're not. And I tell you, there's a lot of people out there that are with them. I met people standing on the sideline of my kid's soccer game who said, oh, yeah, we went up to the mountains the other day to see this potential gold mine. And I said, oh, I know a few potential gold mines. Was it gold? And they said, mountain, yeah. It's just small world, but I've met multiple people who are invested in this deal who don't necessarily normally invest in mining deals. They're investing in Kevin Smith. They're investing in the story. They're going quick to market. And Gold Mountain hasn't really put a step wrong in a couple of hiccups with First Nations relations, or the perception of early on. But, everything's been worked through. Every milestone's been hit. Gold has gone out the door. You can't say that for 99 out of 100 other gold explorers and you never will. And frankly, if I look at the last year of share price activity, I think the company is really on offer cheap. Every time it goes up, someone decides they've made their money and they'll sell out now. Thank you very much. And mining exploration is all about cycles like that, right? News comes in, stock goes up, someone's gone from 4 cents to 40 and they're taking their profits and it comes back down again. Until you have a wide customer base, a wide shareholder base, it's going to be volatile. And right now, it's been really volatile. I will say over the last month, as tensions rise on the military front, a lot of people starting to look at gold as being a safe hedge.
Exactly.
And all three of the companies we're looking at today, their share charts show that there's been an increased interest since that's been going on. So it might be a case of rising tide lifts all boats, but quite frankly, I love Gold Mountain right here. Falcon is a bit more of a treading water thing. It's much more early stage. It's becoming kind of a prospect generator. So they're basically doing the scouting and then flipping out companies either as spin-offs or potential partners or acquisitions. It's a lot more sort of, hello, mate, how's it going? Want to buy a used automobile? Than it is, let's go talk to big banks and get one project up and running.
Exactly.
It's like, I remember Cruise Capital when lithium deals were all the rage. Cruise just went in there and put tape around any bit of cow paddock that had ever had an ounce of lithium come out of it, whether it was useful or not. And at some point, I think it had like 20 different properties. And they were just basically lithium properties R us for anyone else that wanted to do a shellco. I don't think Falcon Gold is quite that level of cynicism, but it's definitely just if gold suddenly takes a bit of a kick up, they've got a bunch of properties that they can allocate and charge a pretty penny for. Now, with Falcon, you're talking about a much smaller market cap, right? You're talking about a $9 million market cap. Mind you, when we started talking about it, it was a $4 million market cap. So you've already managed to double your money if you've been listening to us. If you're going to Gold Mountain, the market cap is going to be a lot larger. It's at 102 million. Still, that's about half of where it was 8 months earlier, and it's a lot further down the line in terms of development. And lastly, Globex on the market cap side, there's a lot going on here. It's a $73 million company, but I love the model that they have where they're just getting a nice little chunk of everyone else's deal. Reminds me of the old Canna royalty days, where anyone who's interested in raising money for gold or getting some help for gold, getting a partner for gold, Globex is right in there swinging, getting nice bits of other people's deals. So all three are completely different from one another. One very early stage, one production stage on a small scale, and one basically a royalty package. Yeah. They're all going up at this point on the markets. They're all interesting to me because they're well run. They've all done exactly what they said they were going to do, which is a rare thing in explorers. And they're all good for a beer. Good Canadian kids.
Early stage, that's the word I was looking for rather than less de-risked. Brain fart. Early stage is the word.
Galen, are you going up to have a beer and looking at the gold mine?
Well, perhaps. Actually, it would be a nice little adventure. The fact that gold has hit $18.99 US per ounce is pretty amazing, and it's exciting days for anybody that's a bit of a gold bug. The unfortunate part is that exciting days for gold bugs usually mean horrific days for others, but it is a nice thing as far as a commodity is concerned, and it does provide safety in uncertain times. So, as we seem to be heading into right now. Now, your choice is getting involved in gold is either buying the commodity itself, but it's a little unrealistic to actually just buy gold straight up. Silver is a much easier buy in terms of just a straight up commodity. So your choices realistically are on the producer side and on the explorer side and on the royalty streaming side. And that's a selection that offers an option for people of varying risk profiles. Are you looking for a retirement play? Well, we'll step into a royalty streamer. And as far as Globex is concerned, with its $70 million or approximately $70 million market cap, it's kind of at the low end in terms of valuation for companies that do the same type of business. And it really is a cracking business. It's got a lot of really experienced people behind the helm on that one. And if for a person that is wanting to get into gold, and the geology seems like a bit of a foreign language, which, you know, it can sometimes be. This offers an opportunity for you to get in on something that is already a go. You know that these people have done their due diligence because they want to make money, and they're going to pass that profit on to you. So these guys already paying a dividend. They've got 50 or 60 properties that are in the royalty streaming area. They're already producing profits from many of those properties. They've got some early stage stuff, but these guys are not actually doing the exploring. What they've done is they put a little bit of money in for somebody else to take all the risk. So basically what they've done for you is they've handed you up a platter that you don't necessarily have to worry too much about, because in the end, you're going to be making some money. So that's a really nice option for somebody is looking for a retirement package. You don't want to mess around with, you buy a little more each month, and you know, it just keeps building for you. Falcon Gold is on the other end of the scale, and as Chris was saying, it's somewhat of a prospect generator. They do have 8 or 9 properties, I believe, at this point in time. Not really realistic in terms of doing it all yourself, but in getting it and sort of acquiring it into your portfolio, you have an opportunity where the industry gets, you know, crazy, which it's bound to do. Then you have an opportunity for other juniors, or as Chris said, to partnership with you, or to roll that out into another spin co and have that deal with it, and you know that money can be had. Now, with Falcon, there is a high risk profile. It is an early stage explorer. They're still trying to get the stuff to identify it. So you really kind of you have the biggest growth potential, but you really have to know that your money is at risk. And you got to be able to know that what you're going to put in, you could be willing to lose. But, you know, on the other end, it could pay off greatly for you. Gold Mountain provides almost a best of both worlds scenario. Because their property has 2 functioning pits already, an underground entry already in place, an ore pile already in place, and they're serviced 24/7, 365 as far as infrastructure concerned. They don't need a mining camp. They've got hotels and towns right nearby. They're ready to go. And they've managed to secure, and we've talked about this already, but it's quite a milestone, the first BC mining permit since, you know, well, Imperial Mines really screwed the pooch. So that is a good sign. It shows confidence returning to the sector, that this company has shown the government and the community around it that it can do the work. And honestly, as far as, I guess you could sort of say this is a junior, as far as that goes, This is a really nice slice of pie. This one is a good opportunity and does have growth potential beyond what it's valued at right now. They haven't priced in everything that's going to go down the way on these guys. You're looking at great amount of extraction, a lot of ore coming out of the ground, and a large mine life. So this will be a steady producer for quite some time yet in a domestic location, which we've learned as of recently, especially if you're considering mining projects in West Africa, to be a lot less risk as far as getting production shut down, nationalization of the mines, that kind of stuff. So you don't have to necessarily worry about that. There still is a bit of risk, but this one is very close to the goal line.
Yeah.
So
I think, you know, with higher gold prices, that just benefits them as well. More profits.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think they're looking at 1.5 billion worth of resources in the ground, and that, you know, minus their cost of pulling it out. But that's still quite a huge, you know, resource that you're able to tap into, and that's the measured and indicated. That isn't the inferred. The inferred's a whole other story. So,
and it looks like their resource was actually based on $554 gold price per ounce. So,
well, then you can take a look at that
tripling than that. Yeah.
Right, so they've managed. Well, actually, the 1.5 I pulled out using today's prices. So that sort of is priced in. But as I said, it doesn't include the cost of them pulling it out of the ground. But it does seem to me that all the infrastructure is there. They've got everything in place that they'll probably be able to pull it out of the ground with a pretty good margin. So, you know, there's money to be made with Gold Mountain, and it's probably not that long down the road in doing it. Go gold. I love what's going on right now. The commodity is really shining.
We're back around to the charts. The man who started it all.
All right, now I'll keep this short and sweet here because a lot of the gold bugs are actually getting very, very excited here because Well, today gold actually did break above 1900. We didn't close above 1900.
No,
But
1899 and change. That's not so bad.
yeah, very, very close. But what a lot of people are actually very excited about, and I think we talked about this as well, this flag pattern on the weekly chart of gold. Basically, you have your flagpole here going up. So when you have an uptrend, that's your flagpole, and then you have a few weeks of just range, which is your actual flag. And yeah, we actually did break above it 2 weeks ago. And then last week, we got a nice sustained movement. And we are sort of testing this resistance zone around the 1915 zone. So, I am bullish gold, but obviously, I don't think it's going to go up in a straight line. I do think there could be a possible pullback, maybe a bit back to the 1870 or 1850 zone before we continue higher. And maybe that's the Fed, raising rates next month, right? Which might see the dollar gain and gold drop off, right? But I think long term, you have your geopolitical issues, and then I think you still have your interest rate and Fed issues, because no one really knows how many times they're going to hike rates, or if they are going to hike rates, or when they're going to stop hiking rates, or if they're going to cut rates maybe because they begin a recession, midway through the year. So I think longer term, you want to sort of be in gold because things are very uncertain. I think gold's probably the better safe haven. And I say that because a lot of people like to use crypto and Bitcoin as, a safe haven. But I think, with the recent price action, we can sort of tell who the real, safe haven asset is right now. Let's take a look at a couple of charts here. So let's look at for Falcon Gold. And again, a lot of these are looking very bullish, in my opinion. And I think we talked about Falcon Gold back in December here with this sort of cup and handle pattern. And the chart here is a bit choppy because the volume isn't, the greatest. And again, Galen mentioned that this is sort of what you should expect with some of these juniors here, right? They are for a bit, there's a higher risk profile if you jump in this kind of stuff. But, at 8 cents, 8.5 cents, if this stock moves, I mean, you're making a good percentage return. And I think there has been a breakout. And as long as the stock is above 7.5 cents tier, I'm looking for further upside, maybe even up to 12 cents. And right now we're finding some resistance here at 9 cents. So, maybe gold pushing and getting a close above 1900 is going to be the trigger for basically all these stocks to rip higher. So just keep that in mind as we look at the other two charts here as well. GMX looking very exciting here. We broke above 125 on February 15th, and $1.50. That seems to be recent highs, which we made back in May of 2021. But if I zoom out even further, if we break above 150, folks, we're going to be testing levels that we haven't seen since 2012. So there could be a nice recovery here in Globex. And again, we talked about Globex not just being gold, but is basically into all these commodities. And I think, if you are maybe into the inflation trade for hard assets and commodities, this might be a nice play here for you. And then finally, GMTN. Once again, I really like this chart. We created what's called a double bottom pattern here, which basically just looks like a W. And we created that here with the breakout on February 3rd. And since that breakout, technically we're in a new uptrend. As long as the stock is trading above $1.30, we actually did get a bit of pullback here. And we did see buyers did step in. So we are technically in a new uptrend. And I'm expecting GMTN to, hit the $2 zone in the near, well, I'm not going to say the near future, but in a few months perhaps, right? So the uptrend is still intact. And I think $2 is a target. But obviously, I'm thinking gold's going to be going higher than 1900. And you can see my levels here already mapped out of like how we might break out, hit some retest, pull back. But I'm looking for gold to, eclipse the recent highs we made in 2020 now, when we hit highs of 2070. And I'm thinking that maybe sometime mid this year or Q3 of 2022, we might be talking about new record highs in gold. So this is one where I'm a fan of all these stocks for the long term.
All right, and you just whacked through the old Falcon Gold at FG on the Venture Exchange, Globex GMX on the Toronto Exchange, and GMTN on the Venture is Gold Mountain GMTN. Buckaroo, 7,500 each available to the contestants today on the Equity.Guru Investor Roundtable, and Chris Perry will play first.
I'd split it between these three. I think, three grand a piece on Globex and Gold Mountain. I think Gold Mountain, I'd really be resisting just plonking it all down there at this price because I know those guys are doing the right thing. But I know all of them are really. So I think 3K on each, Globex and Gold Mountain, and flip a K at Falcon. It might be volatile enough and small enough that on an average piece of news, it might make you as much as the others. So that'd be my split.
All right. Well, just to point out to you, sir, that you only have $2,500 per, but you've exceeded our limit. But that's
No. I said 3K each on the first two and one on the last.
Oh, I got you.
So
Okay.
you bought
You got
You topped out
250.
at
You can
7.
go out and have dinner.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
We got $500 to go party. Woo!
Oh, yeah, so
Buy
something
like
pretty.
1/10 of an ounce of gold, physical.
Actually, there you
All
go.
right, Galen.
Along the same thoughts, or along the same lines as Chris, I would spread it. My purpose for doing that would be to diversify my portfolio, not ride it all on one pony. And it also gives me 3 different options of what I can actually have happen to me, which is 1, a nice retirement play, 2, a good steady producer, and 3, a very possible tasty growth story. So I'm going to step a little up from him. It'll be 3K on both the other kids, but I think I'm probably going to throw 15. And again, the 15 is because at this point it's play money. I'm going to say that 15 I can lose. I just got to be ready to say that that's going to go bye-bye, right? It could make, it could be really, really good, but as an honest investor, when you're doing like high risk profiles, you got to go, okay, this is the money I can lose. That's a good philosophy, because then if it does happen, which it may not with Falcon, they've got a lot of good stuff going on, then at least you're not, stepping off the top of a building to end your life. So I'm going with 7,500 amongst all 3.
I got the bell poised,
Yeah.
and I know this guy's going to light the bell.
Get the bell ready. Yeah.
Mr. Gold, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm echoing exactly what Galen did. I think that's what you want to do. You have a bit more money in the royalty and streamer and the actual producer, and then a bit of your. I don't want to necessarily call it throwaway money, because I am still bullish this, because
I'm bullish too. But it's just, it's a nice, safe way to look at things.
Exactly. Yeah. Your safer plays, of course, your Globex and your Gold Mountain. But if gold moves higher, the juniors will follow, because they are gold plays. And I think that's the opportunity there. But I just wouldn't sink, as much money in the juniors or the more early stage companies. I think you guys know I really love my royalty and streamers. But I think this play here with Gold Mountain, with that breakout, they're beginning to produce as well with higher gold prices. I think this is one to really keep on your radar, echoing Chris's sentiment there. So 3K,
okay,
and 1,500 in Falcon.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so even though we're 500 short technically, and that's going to lunch and a new blazer.
And what a lunch that would be.
I'm still gonna have to maybe ring this bell if it's
Go ahead,
work.
I don't care. Oh, jeez.
We have an actual wrestling bell somewhere around here.
Do we?
There we go. Ding, ding, ding.
Sounds kind of like
Get a
that.
bit of help.
Yeah, there
But
we go.
that's it. We're all in.
We are.
We
Maybe
cannot
we should
hear
have gold member instead, saying "I love gold." That could be
Gold.
the
Hey, did you guys see the last James Bond, by the way?
Yes.
Oh,
I did, yep.
Yeah, he dies. Like, what the hell?
Well,
Don't
way to
spoil
go.
it for people.
What if the people watching this haven't seen it yet?
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
like the ultimate giveaway.
they say
Green Boy.
they say he's coming back, so they must all be.
What is a ghost? Like Marley?
They cloned him, man. They cloned him.
No, they're doing prequels. They're doing prequels.
Oh, Casino Royale with cheese this time?
I guess.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Gold Mountain is Kevin Smith, the CEO. It is Gold Mountain Mining Corp. and it's GMTN Venture. And they're based in Vancouver. We could go over and visit them. We could take them to lunch. Falcon Gold is also in Vancouver. That's Kareem Riani. That's FG on the Venture Exchange. And Globex Mining Enterprises is in Toronto. I'm not making fun of them. I just like saying their name. GMX on the Toronto Exchange. Jack Stock is the president and CEO. We cannot. Oh, there's the belt.
There we go. And it's gold.
The gold belt, baby. So when the folks see this on Thursday, if they see it on day 1 or day 2, you got that thing on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday night at the Harbour Convention Centre. Tickets will be on sale at the door, although technically it is a sellout. We're making standing room only seats available. Some of North America's greatest wrestlers will be in Vancouver at the Equity.Guru owned Nation Extreme Wrestling.
Should we expect any surprises too?
Nothing but surprises. There will be surprises all over the place.
Will it be ladder fights?
There won't be ladders, but the room itself is kind of epic. It's the old Edgewater Casino, right? So it's big. And it's, let's just say it's set up for electronic dance music concerts right now. So that it's going to be a bit overproduced.
It's going to be a party.
More or less, yeah. All ages plus special drinking sections, plus blood and violence in the middle.
Blood and violence.
Just like the markets.
There we go. Gladiator games. You.
And speaking of the markets, we can't guarantee past performance will provide the similar like future results. We also can't guarantee anything that any of these guys said, other than the fact that Gavelin's making something down in the basement that we're going to eat later.
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll be able to sell it and buy more gold.
Yeah, do your own homework out there, peeps. Get your research done because we can't guarantee anything. Thank you for watching, however. This has been Rob and Chris over there, and Galen down there, and Vishal up there, and there it is, the tag team champ belt, baby! We'll see you on the next Equity Guru Investor Roundtable.
See you Friday.